Today our chapter is a child is born. Correct? Good morning all of you and please subscribe my channel British language anybody. Okay. A child is born chapter for the 12th class. Writer's name is German Green. She is a feminist writer. She born in Australia, educated in Australia. And she wrote many kind of the books to related of the females that have females observation of their the obstructions diffused in our societies. So a child is born is extract from the book of the sex and dignity. It is written by German Green. German Greens believed that the societies this running today is dominated by men's dominance to women's and women's always inferior in front of the men. That is the correct way and written by German Green and she is the Australian women and she has the many awards in writings all over entire the world. Correct? What is the thing? A child is born. Theme is that when a woman conceive a pregnancy, that time their family was full of the happiness. In traditional societies, if we are talking to ancient times, we have no technologies, we have no many kind of the nurses, doctors, etc., etc. That all kind of the deliveries would have been happen in our families to support by the societies. In societies, 1 to 3 women are well trained to catch the pregnancies. I am talking about earlier time, ancient time, not that today. Today we have the very technology, we have the very good gadgets for the pregnancies. That time, when German Green talking about for the ancient times and the modern times, in India, Indian population, we know that very increased today, and we have a lot of the efficiency and lot of the technology for that. But when we are talking to the ancient times, we have to know any kind of the technologies. This theme is that what is the happiness when the women conceive the pregnancies? That time they are full of the family is the happiness. It is the theme. And what should their societies help to the women when she conceive the pregnancies? Many taboos, many obstructions help to the women that to save their child. In India, when the women pregnant in the 3 months, go to their mother's house. And the last one go to the mother's house. And mother's house always support to the women. We have seen around to us. That is the thing. Second, birth in the traditional societies. Traditional society, it means that which societies that have no technology. It has no any kind of the technology. Without technology, today this time we are facing many kind of the problems to the delivery of the patient. But today we have the good doctors, good nurses, etc., etc. And I am talking about previously 50 years, 60 years. We have no technologies. All birth attended is risky, but attended in our society is very safe. That time, no one could say infant and the women's mortality is high. During the pregnancy, we had to see that we have to heard that when women's child have to be collapsed. But this ratio in this time is very low because reason of the support of technology. Correct? Second, one Australian woman described in these chapters. She is a friendship of the German Greeks. Both were reading in the same classes, same universities in Australia. This woman is the correct word in the profession. Professionally very correct. She decided she gave the child on behalf of herself. She did not go to the any doctors. She captured all the taboos. She captured all the rituals which are given in our societies. But last time when she went to the doctors, and doctor refused her according to these chapters, and evenly refused that the mother breath is refused by the doctor. They said it is a totally wastage and not accepted to the current technology. That's the story of the Australian women. And now relation between the husband, wives as well as child and family. We have to know one man's married to the another women, boys and girls married each other. It means that the marriage of the two families. According to the German Greeks, if you have no born any kind of the child, it means if you have the born a child, that means two member of this family. If women have the no any child, not to support by their the mothers in law houses. In Australian and European Western culture always oppose these relations because they thought mothers-in-law are vindictive to the bride that have not the good relations, and they always surprised Western people always surprised that India has only to attend the arranged marriage. And arranged marriage is that the relation between the extra pressure on the husband and wife. Perfectly. It means whose work doesn't do according to me, according to wishes. That is the only pressure, dominance. So Western cultures does not support it. But in India, when we are talking to the husband and wife relation, that is the punctually good for the each others. Husband and wife relation, boys and mothers relation, it means child's and the parents relation is upper than the husband and wife relation in India. We have to see, isn't it? Second, third is that six. Indian marriage in the view of the Western. Western people always believe in the modalities, always believe in the love marriage, don't believe in the arranged marriage. Because she know that when I don't know who are you, how can we survive with you? Western people always thought, I don't know who are you, how can we survive with you? That they believe, Western people believe in love marriage, mentalities, this kind of the marriage. But we believed in the arranged marriage. We have already read in the chapter of the Gandhi, Indian civilization and cultures. Celibacy women. When a woman pregnant and the reproduction procedure give a child, we know that if a girl have their parents is alive, she is very lucky. Because reason behind it, after the 3 months and the last period of the pregnancy, she goes to the mother's house, and mother's houses all families members who are their brothers, sisters, aunts, etc., etc., and societies always support to her. Because in our tradition, in our societies, this is the fabulous, this is the tremendous job. If a woman give a child, absolutely correct. In these conditions, members of the families always ask to the women, what do you want to eat? Where do you go? What do you want to eat? Any kind of the food is just like to delicious. After the birth, the naming of the birth, after the 7 days, group of the women and girls gathering to the in their house and singing among all kind of the songs, eating the pans, etc., etc., and naming the process. But in India, in this process, men do not impart in it, only see the voice. That we have seen in our societies. Absolutely correct. And last, a child reared in the Bangladesh. It is also described in this chapter. In Bangladesh, who child 4 and 5 years old, that to be reared by the big mothers, that to be reared by the sisters. In this chapter described of the German Greek, she told to us in Bangladesh, whose women that the newly come in their family to take care the under 5 and 6 years child. Go to the work and eating to someone together and tell to the fairy the stories, and the night when to time to sleep child go to their parents. It is described in this chapter, correct? And last thing is that the Bantu peasants we are talking about the in South Africa. It is the Gitu. We are also talking about it Martin Luther King. Gitu, you know that the Bantu peasant. Here is that the problem is that who are the doctors that are the different language from the Bantu peasants. Bantu peasants speak their local language, but doctor doesn't know what he see to me. In these conditions, a pool of the bloods when the pregnancy of the times downing on their layers. In South Africa, I am talking about the South Africa. Many of the women crying, escorting mornings. That doesn't issue to the any stuff. It is not that have no technology. The technology it has, but no one contribute, no one serve to the patients because both are different from each other. Who are working in this hospital? They are always from British, white peoples, and the Bantu patient is the black peoples. And we have already know the discrimination between white and black in the South Africa that have the very evil times of the Bantu peasants. And last we have refuse the body of the refuse of the bodies. If the woman is facing many troubles when she producing a child, that in forthcoming times this condition would be continue. Every woman refuse their body for their the reproducing of the child. So German grades always support and always told to us each and every times we have to support women in reproductions. We have to support in the societies because it is only the natural. Every existence in the world have to reproduce. That is bestowed and given by the gods. It is a very natural. If it is not that your generation would not be continued. It is the actual fact, real facts. And that is the theme of the a child is God. Okay, thank you very much.